In this lesson, I will talk about the Cryptomatte channel, one of the new features in Vray 5. Let's add it from the channels section. With this channel, we can change the tones of each material. I will start by selecting the object name. To use the V-ray Cryptomatte channel, we need to render again. It took about 20 minutes on my computer just now. If you have a better computer, it is not problem, but if your machine is old, the render might take longer. But don't worry, I tried off users in this situation and included it as a V-ray image file in the lesson files. You can bring this image into your scene from File, Load Image. For example, there are some areas on this image that you may want to change the color or tone of. For instance, the color of the toilet remains gray and I want to lighten it a bit. Let's add an exposure layer by clicking on the plus button. Right-click on it and choose the Cryptomatte mask. You can use the pick tool to select objects from the scene. The objects you select will be listed as component or groups. Click on Properties, Tabs, and go back to the exposure layer. The previous exposure layer affected the entire scene, but this one only affects the toilet thanks to the Cryptomatte channel. Don't slide the adjustment too much to the right or left. Make small adjustments and leave it. There is some brightness on the frame of our mirror. Although it looks natural, it seems too shiny. Let's add another exposure layer by clicking on the plus button. Right-click on it and choose the Cryptomatte mask. Zoom in a bit and look at the tip of the mouse cursor. If you notice, there is a red square. This mouse square is making the selection. You can control such shiny areas by reducing the highlight burn. Now let's add a hue saturation layer to play with colors. Click on the vase and adjust its color. As another example, I can make the tone of the ceiling wider. I will use the hue layer I added earlier. However, I need to deselect the previously added object. You can select the object from the menu and remove it from the list by clicking on the minus button on the right. You can play with the opacity as you did with the other layers.